Two great studio guests today. It is Faith Colas from the Salvation Army, and I think you know this guy, number 36, LeRoy Butler as well. And both of you are doing something really, really neat, really good initiative on Monday. Maybe Faith, explain what it is involved with the Salvation Army.
Well, Lance, this is our inaugural Others Luncheon. First one ever. And we are going to be honoring Bader Philanthropies for all they do in this community for other people. But we're also going to have our friend LeRoy Butler and some of his close friends join us as well as special guests to talk about how others have impacted their lives and how they are impacting other people's lives.
Gilbert Brown and George Kuntz there as well. And LeRoy, I've known you for 2 decades, scary to say, but true. But I know a lot of others have helped you. Is that why this is near and dear to you?
Well, it's one of the most important things of the community. And when you think about doing the most, somebody has to help you, especially growing up when you're being mentored. My mom always reached out to me, was my mentor, but it was other people like my coaches, my teachers, especially my teacher, Miss Gordon, my teacher in my algebra class that taught me to add 2 letters to get a number, okay? She just took me aside and said, there's a lot of young men growing up and not gonna make the right decision, but if you really wanna play professional football, you have to make some great choices, and she really was my other.
You know, Faith, it's encouraging to hear LeRoy say that, because sometimes we think of athletes or football players or whatever, hey, I did it myself, I can do it, I'm rough, I'm tough, whatever, but a lot of times others are needed in life as well, and this is a good lesson.
Well, absolutely, others are needed in life, and we recognize just in our service to others at the Salvation Army, you know, in 1910 on Christmas Eve, our founder created others as part of a letter and a telegram that he was sending out to the troops that help other people. And he wanted to just keep the focus, keep the mission on others. And as you say, Lance, so many of us, we think it's ourselves, but it's not. It really takes other people. And we want to celebrate others in this community.
LeRoy, are there other things that you try to get across to people as well, like others, like just in everyday life, not just football, but everyday life, where you feel like people are doing tremendous things for others?
Well, it actually started with me a long time ago. I was a young man going to the Salvation Army, actually, and I've never at that particular time had a new shirt that way I could pop a tag and said it's new, because we were very poor. And I remember going to the Salvation Army, and this young lady gave me a white shirt. And most kids would think that's not a big deal, but to me, it had a tag on it.
Absolutely.
She popped the tag off, and I just I would never forget that. And I wasn't able to afford some of the shoes that some of the kids were wearing in school, because they used to pick on me for whatever, but it was the Salvation Army who gave me my first new pair of shoes and shirt. And I always thought about, these people don't do it for the money. They're helping people. And that really jump-started me wanting to be a leader in my community, not a follower. So I just try to make sure, and we have a mentoring program called Butler versus Bullying. I think for the most part, a lot of kids want to hear, they see the Packer jersey, they think you were born in this huge mansion, you did all this stuff by yourself, but I had one parent in the inner city, but I always looked out for people to follow. You know, the police, you know, the firemen, and people that, and of course the Salvation Army. So I never forgot that, and I try to pass it along to the kids when I meet them.
And Faith, how often do you see someone, when they help someone else, so when they help others, that they get something out of it because their heart is encouraged, and the person that they're helping feels more confidence?
Daily. I'm talking to a volunteer that is passionate about serving someone in one of our programs, or I'm at one of those programs. And sometimes I'm someplace else at one of the other organizations in the city that do the similar work. We have to do this together. And so we understand at the Salvation Army it takes other people joining us joining others to make this thing work right here at town.
No doubt about it. And of course, you know, when we have a Green Bay Packer in studio, we got to ask him, at least we're obligated to ask him one football question. And everybody wants to know about Aaron Rodgers and Brett Hundley and whatever, but being a former member of the secondary, LeRoy, you got to be a little concerned with Drew Brees coming into town in that secondary beat.
Yeah, and I think that's what it's all about, because if you look at when Don Majkowski went out, when Brett Favre came in, no one knew what to expect. The defense had to step their game up. So to help Brett Hundley be ready, the defense has to step their game up. You can't give up 22 points a game and try to win games. But I will say this. They have one of the best coaches and leaders in the game, Mike McCarthy. He will not dummy down the playbook for Brett Hundley. No, he will give him everything, tools he needs, but you got to get some interceptions on Drew Brees to win this game. And I expect the Packers to win 23-20.
So you very encouraging. You expect them to win. You think the secondary is going to hang in there?
See, if I think for the most part at home you want a young quarterback to start at home.
Yeah.
But the secondary, again, defense wins championships. And these guys are young, athletic, but it's time to step up and show it. And I know King is part of concussion protocol. If he's back, it makes it better. 42's hurt. This guy's hurt, but it doesn't matter, Lance. The guys who are out there have to step up and play and win this game.
Faith, are you as encouraged as this guy is about the Packers' chances? That's what I want to know.
Absolutely.
As a fan.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because it's about others,
It is. It is.
Now they got to pull together.
Well, that fan base, we are wonderful. We love our Packers.
It's unbelievable.
It is.
And finally, to wrap this thing up, I think it's wonderful. It's the Wisconsin Club Monday. Maybe explain to people how they can still be a part of this wonderful event with Salvation Army.
Well, they can visit our website at samilwaukee.org, and they can give us a call at 414-302-4300, and we'd love to have them as a guest.
And LeRoy, I imagine the stories are going to be great, but also knowing what the Salvation Army means to you. This is going to be special for you, too.
Because I don't think a lot of people know those stories, so you'll get a chance to hear that. I think the first 100 people get a free cookbook, too, so people like that. It's only a few more tickets available. We wanted to be a sellout. We have some great stories. Me and George and Gilbert. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Those guys are great together.
Yeah, we got some pretty good chemistry.
Some of them you can even tell.
Yes.
Some of them you can tell, but some of them you got to.
Even if you just got
some of them, do you want to hear them all?
Exactly. Well, Faith Claus as well as LeRoy Butler, thanks for the time today, and it's really encouraging what you guys are doing. I really appreciate it. No problem. And thanks for watching today's TMJ4.